Welcome back to All Folks Racing PlayStation, to the Monza Historic Combine Road Course and Oval in the fantastic Ford Capri ZEC Speeds. Well, we had an eventful first race, didn't we? But what a first win for Stewart Brand. It was coming for a long time and now he's finally winner. For race 2, Simon Allen is on pole, followed by Diogo Silva, Kev Allen and Diogo Almeida. New race winner Stewart Brand and Scott Davely. They spent a lot of time together in race 1. They are also together in row 3. Dale Taylor, Frankie and Mike Langley are the remaining. Oh, look at this. This is what I meant at the start. Diogo Almeida, poor start, and also a very poor start by Diogo Silva. Seems to be becoming more and more common, and Diogo Almeida goes into third place and almost lost it there. And Diogo Silva and Diogo Almeida are now side by side, and Diogo Almeida is now manners there, but the two drivers actually leaving room for one another. Well, just enough room with a few kisses there, but I think they've now made up and are going to enter a proper battle as the Allens are in the lead again, with Kev Allen now in second place, trying to get the position from Simon Allen. This is fantastic now in the oval. Will they go side by side in the oval? Will it work? We are about to find out, as the low side is taken by Kev Allen that takes the lead, and Simon Allen does not want to run side by side yet. This is of course the first lap and there's still a long way to go. And Simon actually intelligently now is getting the draft from Kev now in the approach to Curva Grande. Of course there's a long straight before, and we are going to have a sip of wine just to see who is going to get ahead in Curva Grande. Curva Grande, the big corner. Simon Allen is on the inside, and this time Kev Allen is the one that has to yield, and Simon Allen is the new leader of this race. We are still in lap 1, and Simon Allen takes to the grass now, and here comes Kev Allen into the lead again. So very short-lived lead this was for Simon Allen. Diogo Silva is up to third. He got a run on Diogo Almeida. We didn't see that, but Diogo is now in third place. Diogo Almeida drops to fourth. Dale Taylor is in fifth, and where is Stewart Brand? Stewart is in seventh, so poor start for him as well. Dale Taylor doing a nice job there. Of course, nice job in race 1. He finished sixth after a few challenges in the early part of the race. Had a very strong finish with a couple of position gains towards the last laps. Of course, the positions on the last lap is actually what matters. Now Diogo Almeida hits the wall and spins. Diogo Almeida hits the wall in Ascari and spins, and is now going backwards, literally going backwards. Now goes back to the right direction, gets out of the way, and is going to drop to dead last. So not a good start of the race for Diogo Almeida. Copperknop 75 is in second place, and Kev Allen seems to be having a few car lengths advantage now, and this could be crucial because he could get out of the drafting zone. Diogo Silva is in third. Of course, he dominated race 1 only to disconnect at the entry of the last lap. Dale Taylor under pressure from Stewart Brand, the winner of race 1, and also trying to put pressure at the same time on Scott Davely. So he is actually in a sandwich there. Dale Taylor now up to 5th, Scott up to 4th. That's of course because of Diogo Almeida's spin at Ascari on the first lap. We are on the second lap now already. Here comes Diogo Silva, running a cautious race, but certainly wants to be part of the leading pack as it's still all to play for, and he's trying to get into the drafting zone of Simon Allen, and he seems to be successful in doing so. Nice line there through the oval, and he seems to be closer and closer to Simon Allen, so maybe we are about to see some action here at the exit of the oval into the long straight. Can he make a move into Curva Grande? Simon Allen already sees it coming, so we are going to have another sip of wine and see if something happens at Curva Grande. Nothing beats drinking wine with the rev completely topped in that car. And look at that, there's some action there. That's Stewart Brand's view, but that's actually Scott Davely. Oh, and Dale Taylor is in the grass. Dale Taylor is in the grass and spins. Dale Taylor is in the grass and spins, so Stewart Brand up to 5th. And that was Dale trying to overtake Scott, or Dale overtaking Scott and then being re-overtaken. Not sure which one of the two it was, but what we saw was Dale on the outside, then going through the grass and losing it. Simon Allen is closer to Kev Allen. The battle for the lead is going to be reignited very, very soon, and Diogo Silva is going to be a prime spectator there as they go through Ascari, absolutely flat out. I wonder why they built that chicane, completely messed up that corner. Just another day in the office for Formula One, messing up old circuits, and now Simon Allen is actually very, very close indeed to Kev Allen. Kev, not the ideal line there through the corner, but Simon does not manage to gain match. Oh, and Simon has lost it now. And where is Diogo Silva? Because he was fairly close, so he must be very, very close now. Actually, here is the view from Diogo Silva, not quite as close as we thought he would be. This is Mike Langley, finished 5th in race 1, now is behind Frankie, battle for 6th place here. We don't have Jumbo back, so we only have 9 cars here right now. We don't have Chris Winstanley with us here today, and of course Jean Jesus has not come back yet to Old Fox Racing PlayStation. So a little bit of a depleted field here today, but as you would expect with the holiday season kicking in. And here comes Diogo Silva now on Simon Allen. Diogo Silva is going to make a move. Yes, he will make a move. And running side by side in the oval is not going to work very well, as they, wow, absolutely brilliant discipline of these two drivers. Look at that. That's how you do it, boys. Diogo Silva and Simon Allen, of course, on the high side has a little bit more speed, almost contact at the exit, but they continue to run side by side, and now Simon Allen actually has a little bit more speed. Look at this, how close they're running. Diogo Silva can read every single sponsor of Simon's car. Now Diogo is on the inside, he's going to try to hold the line. Will he manage to do it? There we go, side by side through Curva Grande, and will there be, oh, and Simon runs wide there. Oh, Simon is in the grass. Simon is in the grass, avoids the spin, but will he avoid losing any positions? And this just shows how difficult it is to run side by side, flat out in a corner that is not banked. Certainly possible in the oval with a little bit of discipline and skill. A little bit more complicated. Look at this now. Kev Allen is making a mistake at the exit of Lesmo, and here comes Diogo Silva now to take the lead potentially. Or does he? Kev Allen, sorry, is defending, and Diogo is not going to try here at the Ascari. It just shows that he's there. Now through the Ascari, absolutely flat out, and actually nice line there for Kev Allen. Here is Diogo Almeida. What has happened to him? He's recovering. Yes, he's recovering. Mike Langley and Frankie are his opponents. Mike leaves him space. That's a brave move there at the entrance of the Ascari. Of course, a little bit of a tricky exit, and here comes Mike Langley again on him, making a run into the parabolic. Can he do it? He certainly is drafting, but can he actually outbrake Diogo? No is the answer, not quite at this point. Makes a small mistake, Mike Langley, and now down to 8. Diogo Silva is trying to get the win, but Kev Allen is having none of it as they go through the first chicane, the infamous chicane, as it's called. Now through the oval, we are still on lap 4, which means we haven't even reached the halfway point of this race. So I think people are still being somewhat cautious on the basis that there are still a few laps to go. Here are people that are a little bit less cautious. That's Mike Langley now on Diogo Almeida. Yes, this continues to be the same battle. Frankie is peacefully ahead of these two drivers, and they are now drafting from one another, so that amplifies the effect. They are not going to go side by side. Yes, they are going to go side by side. Frankie and Diogo Almeida going side by side. They both the American drivers on the high side. Here comes Diogo Silva now on the Kev Allen, and this is good because it's going to be in the Curva Grande. And look at that side by side racing. Will they give space to one another? Diogo is trying to push Kev slightly too. Oh, was there contact there? Was there contact or not? But certainly Diogo Silva has taken the lead. I don't think there was contact, but I think Kev was left in a position that he either would try to run side by side with very little space left, or would back out of it and leave to fight another day. He has chosen the former. And look at this is incredible stuff there. That's Diogo Almeida now on the inside of Mike Langley. I think Mike will have to yield this because Diogo is, and now trying to make an overtake to Frankie as well. A little bit of a shortcut there. Is Frankie still side by side? No, he's not. That's a nice move from Diogo Almeida there, going from 8th to 6th, and now here comes with better momentum Mike Langley, that was undecided between the outside and the inside. Ended up not going for either at this stage, but certainly still a long way to go in this race. Diogo Silva has opened a 2-second gap because Kev was in the grass. He didn't spin. Simon Allen is in 3rd. Scott Davely is solid 4th. We haven't seen a lot of him, but Stewart and Scott are again together. This time separated by a couple of seconds. Kev Allen hasn't given up on, but now drifting through the first chicane, and that's not the ideal racing line through that particular set of corners. Simon Allen, what has happened to him? Yes, he was involved in that incident at Curva Grande, where he just ran out of road and traction and dropped back a few seconds. Now he hasn't dropped back many seconds, 5 seconds from Kev Allen, but enough to not benefit from any drafting whatsoever at this point of the race. Diogo Silva has recovered the lead. He was leading this race as well, so he's probably thinking that he's going to disconnect again. Now on lap 5, so still quite a lot of time to go, and the gap at the front is 3 seconds. Here comes Diogo Almeida on Frankie, and remember what we saw. Well, we saw this almost looks like a replay of what already has happened, because Diogo Almeida did get in front of Frankie, but Frankie fought his way back, and now he's fighting his way on the high side of the oval, and Diogo losing speed on the low side. Nice work there from both drivers, and certainly from Frankie doing this overtake on the outside of an oval. Of course, he's an oval specialist as well, having done quite well in the oval racing mini league earlier in the year. With very good victories in Daytona and also at Indianapolis. We do hope to see the Oval Racing League back at some point later on this season, as Diogo Almeida now makes a small mistake there. I believe that was Curva Grande, and Curva Grande seems to be I've never entirely understood why it's called the big corner, although you do have you do need big balls to go through that corner. Maybe that's where the name comes from. And Diogo Almeida is out. Frankie has spun on his own and now presses the reset button. That can't, because Mike Langley is going through. Dale Taylor, by the way, has, and Frankie should have pressed the reset button, and Mike is waiting for him. I wonder what has happened there, because Mike clearly wasn't involved in this incident. This is Stewart Brand on Scott Davely. We have seen this in race 1 for around 8 laps. It was for 2nd place at the time, then became for the lead. Now the two Allens and Diogo Silva are ahead of them, and look at this. This is Scott Davely losing it a little bit, losing composure there at the exit of the parabolic, and here comes Stewart Brand on the inside, and I think he's got the job done and dusted. That was a nice move on the inside of the first chicane. Scott now trying to come back at him. We are on lap 6, so 2 laps to go at the end of this one, but at the beginning of the lap, and this is Mike Langley and Frankie have got together. I believe they've got together, and Mike now is waiting for Frankie to rejoin the race ahead of him. These two drivers had a bit of a moment in the race, will now have a bit of a moment in Parabolica, and this will allow Dale Taylor to recover some ground, but more importantly, Diogo Almeida, that was the driver battling with despair, to actually disappear, and quite substantially disappear in the horizon, because he has opened a gap of 25 seconds all of a sudden. So the battle between Mike and Frankie, probably, and potentially Dale, is going to be tops for 7th place, because Diogo has checked out. Scott Davely has not checked out from the battle for 4th place, as they are going to go side by side into Curva Grande, and this of course is an accident waiting to happen. Stewart already looking left, right and center to try to see where Scott is, but he should be looking in his mirror. Look at that rev gauge is completely topping up in Curva Grande, just before Curva Grande. Nice there. But Scott now has a good exit, and now he's going certainly to try on the inside of the Lesmo. He wasn't very forthcoming in race 1 trying to go for the move, but here he's going to have to be a bit more aggressive if he wants that 4th place. Oh, we've seen this battle before as well. That's Mike Langley and Frankie going side by side in Curva Grande, but no, not this time. Not this time, and Frankie remains in 7th, but it's a nice battle in the last few laps here. Del Telo, by the way, has not recovered as much ground as I thought he was going to recover, with Mike and Frankie getting together at Parabolica. He is 3 seconds behind this pair. Scott Davely is in 5th, and here comes Diogo Silva in the lead of the race. Now Kev Allen has actually managed to close the gap a little bit. It was 3 seconds, now it's under 2 seconds. And with a couple of laps to go, it seems to me that Kev is getting closer again. Look at this, 1.7, 1.4. Something is happening to Diogo Silva. Something certainly is happening. He's probably taking a little bit too easy right now. Here comes Kev Allen. They are already having visual contact, but they are not yet in the drafting zone. It really only kicks in with maybe 7 or 8 tenths of a second gap, and the gap is still roughly double that. But still, we have 2 laps to go, and we might have a battle for the lead here in race 2. We're already in race 12 of the season. Sam Brown, the championship leader, is in 3rd. Stuart Brand, winner of race 1, is in 4th. Scott Davely completing the top 5. Dale Taylor has actually reached the back of Mike Langley. Mike lost a bit of touch with Frankie, so we have now a 3-way battle potentially for 7th, which is what we anticipated a couple of laps ago. Scott Davely is now going to go aggressively for it, or is he? Are they go side by side in Curva Grande? Yes, they are going side by side in Curva Grande. Let's see how this one goes. Stewart still maintains a little bit of a lead there, but is going to be outbreak by Scott, or he's not. Actually, nice defending there by Stuart Brand, defending it without losing control, which is quite difficult in this particular corner. Now looking in his mirrors and seeing where Scott is. Nice battle. These 2 drivers have basically spent this entire round battling with one another, really close, and trying to get the same piece of real estate pretty much for the entirety of race 1 and also for the majority of race 2. Now Scott makes a mistake at the exit of Lesmo. Again, it's a tricky part of the circuit, easy to lose the car, and now has lost a little bit of touch. Kev Allen has not lost touch with the leader. In fact, he's closer and closer, and he could be in the drafting zone. Yes, he is. So definitely is race on. A sip of wine behind this, before this momentous last lap that they are now entering. Copper Knob could be the main beneficiary. Now Kev is going to have to try to choose his battles. He certainly will want to draft Diogo at the oval and then trying to make a move in Curva Grande potentially. I think he's too far behind to make a move at the oval, so certainly the first time that he's going to be able to make a move is in Curva Grande by the looks of it, because the difference is now 1.0 seconds. They are on the last lap. Diogo already sees him coming. He goes into the inside, and of course Kev is going to try to follow him. Look at this, he's already trying to break away that toe, and Kev has he's having none of it, and he's actually closing, and I think the Curva Grande will be the all or nothing for Kev Allen to take the lead of this race. There you go. He's in the zone now. He's in the zone and he could actually win this race. He's in the zone. Look at this. Diogo Silva is on the inside now, trying to break the toe. Is he going to make another move? Yes, he is going to make another move. And he's going to stay now on the inside and give the outside to Kev. Who's weaving a little bit too much there, Diogo. Here comes Kev Allen on the outside. He's going to be tricky to make the move, but he's going to try to break later than Diogo. Almost contact there. Almost contact, and Kev Allen is in the grass, definitely. And spins. Kev Allen spins. Kopernov, oof. Almost contact between the Allens there, but Simon is up into second place. But what about that maneuver? I think what Diogo was trying to defend for his life certainly seems to be having some difficulties making up his mind between inside and outside. Ended up giving the outside to Kev, and that was a tricky move because I don't think Kev was really convincingly ahead of Diogo at any point in time. And look at this now. This is Frankie on Michael Langley has actually overtaken Frankie, but they're now going side by side in Curva Grande, which has been synonymous with disaster throughout this race. Here comes Diogo Silva now to take the win, and this mitigates somewhat the disappointment of race 1, as he is going to take the win in race 2. Simon Allen again in second place, so he does maintain almost his record of first or second in every race he started. He is going to finish second here. He finished fourth in race 1. Kev Allen is going to take third, and Stuart Brand is going to take fourth. He definitely opened up a gap from Scott Davis. Scott completing the top 5. Diogo Almeida in 6th. Mike Langley is going to be 7th, and that's if Dale Taylor does not have other ideas. No, he's too far behind. 8th is going to be Dale Taylor, 7th Mike Langley, 8th is going to be Dale Taylor, and 9th is going to be Frankie. And this has been again a very eventful race indeed. Fewer incidents in race 2. Overall, quite an interesting combo here. Stuart Brand taking his first win in race 1. Diogo Silva making up for lost time in race 2, taking the victory with the Allens completing the podium in what was a titanic battle between these two drivers here today at the Monza Classic combined road course and oval. There is the confirmation of results of race 2. We'll also see both races now side by side. Yes, there you go, Stuart Brand and Diogo Silva, the winner. Scott Davis, Kev Allen in race 1, Simon Allen, Stuart Brand in race 2. There's the championship. Simon Allen continues to dominate. And what a combo this has been. See you next week.